Hidden behind a mask are some of the darkest truths, and today we're going to talk about such dark truth. The biggest internet companies in the world that help millions of people make friends online are actually built on top of broken friendships. Both Twitter and Facebook, the social networking companies, are actually built on the biggest social crimes ever: betrayal. Hey folks, this is Nishant and welcome to NickPicks. I'm so grateful that you're giving your time to this video. Here we talk about business, product, content and a bunch of other things. So if you're interested in any of these and you want to hear from me and other industry people about these things, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon right away. Also, stay till the end of the video to get elite access to something interesting that's cooking from my side. With these formalities aside, let's get straight into the video. This video is about Twitter and sometime later we can talk about Facebook as well. So, here it goes. Twitter was never Twitter when it started out. It was never a social networking platform where most of the social and political debates take place like now. Nobody ever thought that Twitter will turn out into such a huge platform except one man, a very controversial person who was right, very right. And he is the most important character of today's story. Twitter started out as audio, a podcasting platform started by Noah Glass, another very important character of our story. Audio was launched when the internet companies were booming and podcast was a decent market to play in. But with the launch of iPod, audio was hit really hard. The controversial man I talked about earlier was Evan Williams. He was an early investor in audio and had now become the CEO of audio until the iPod launch. Evan Williams knew that this is not the direction the company should head into and it would never survive. So he told Noah Glass, the founder of audio, that we should not go into the podcasting space anymore. However good the audio idea is, it is not good for business. Jack Dorsey, another important character of today's story. He was an early employee of audio and he was Noah's favorite person. So, here you get three characters of today's story. Noah Glass, the founder of audio, Jack Dorsey, an early employee of audio, and Evan Williams, the CEO and an early investor in audio. After working several months at audio, Jack Dorsey had an idea of status sharing. He told this idea to Noah and he really liked it. He said that we should take a shot at this. As all of this was happening under audio, Evan Williams put Noah Glass as in charge of this project and Jack Dorsey was coding Twitter. Now, audio was working in two groups, one working on audio and another one developing Twitter. They were really hitting it off and made a prototype. In a board meeting, this prototype was shown to the investors and they didn't like it at all. But audio launched Twitter anyways to see how it works in the market. One thing that was a sign for Evan Williams that Twitter would work was news, a source of instant news. Now here comes the interesting part of the story. Listen carefully. Evan Williams wrote to his investors that the direction audio is heading into is a downhill and they never signed up for a product that they'll be pursuing now, that is Twitter. The company from here would switch to an entirely different market and it's a very big risk to take. He convinced the investors that their money shouldn't be involved in such big a risk. He convinced them to sell out all their stake because he didn't want bad for his investors. He bought all of the stakes of audio for $5 million. Now, we don't know whether he felt bad for his investors or did he spot a gold mine and wanted to go to the top alone. From the early days of Twitter itself, Noah wanted a separation of audio and Twitter and he wanted to become the CEO of Twitter. But years later, as Evan Williams had full control over audio and Twitter, he fired the person who built Twitter. He fired a neighbor, a business partner, and a friend. He fired Noah Glass, the creator of Twitter. But wait a minute, what did Jack Dorsey had to do with all of this? As I mentioned, he's a very important character of today's story. Jack Dorsey threatened Evan Williams that if Noah continues in the company, Jack would leave Twitter. He was one of the prime reasons why Noah was fired from his own creation. Noah Glass was asked about this in a rare interview and he said that yeah, he lost on billions, but he feels even more worse being betrayed by his own friends. This was the story of one social media giant and one betrayal. There's another one, it's Facebook. And I'd recommend watching The Social Network for the full story. Facebook was built on such a betrayal that is even more hurtful. No wonder why Zuckerberg is hated so much despite of making such an amazing product to connect millions of people. Alright, the next time you use Twitter and Facebook to make friends, now you know that both of these giants are built on broken friendships. But do you know where you won't find betrayals or any negative environment whatsoever, but in fact a completely healthy place to learn skills, to build products and other cool stuff together. A place where you'll find like-minded people to hang out with and build a network with smart people like never before. You'll find a Discord link in the description below, join my community and stay tuned for all of the cool stuff that's planned for you guys. Be an early member of potentially the next big thing, you never know. For letting this community grow and reach more and more people, I'd ask 2 free things from you. Like this video if you like the story that I told today, and subscribe for more of this content. You guys are good and it's free for you. You'll do it, right? I know. I'll see you guys on the other side.